That's right. It's the morning show right here on KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. It's great to have you with us. On today's show, we hope to speak around the corner to a special, really cool Disney book that has come out. It is all about Disney. Oh boy. How many of those of you tuning in right now are Disney fans? I mean, look, Star Wars is coming out, owned by Disney. How many of you have actual Disney passes, perhaps? Or maybe you've never been to Disneyland and it's on your to-do list. Well, if you are one of many, then you definitely have got to get this book. It's One Day at Disney. Yes, it's capturing a 24-hour period around the world. One Day at Disney showcases unique stories that depict a typical day behind the scenes at the Walt Disney Company. And Bruce Steele, who actually put this entire thing together, is not only a cast member, but can tell you a lot about Disney. So he's going to be joining us around the corner. Much, much more. Lots to talk about, including today's National Day. It is National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, National Underdog Day, and Mud Day. I'm not sure what the mud day is, so let us know in social media comments what you want to celebrate today. I've seen some ugly Christmas sweaters. Personally, I don't know who started this, so I'm going to go in and click on that because it always has our history of this that we obviously don't know. Because I just think it was like put up by some manufacturer which had some leftovers, and they're like, hey, let's go ahead and do this. Kind of like, what's that other one where they pass things around, the white elephant? Those are gifts that nobody really wants. Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. But let's see. Since 2011, National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day has grown to be an international event, now occurring on the third Friday of December. The celebration gives holiday lovers worldwide a chance to wear their ugly Christmas sweaters each year. Of course, look, I've seen you guys wear a lot of them. I don't know where the history is on that or where it started, but here it is. Let's see. It goes all the way back. In 2011, Ugly Christmas Sweater Lovers created National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. So there you go. Not sure if you knew about it before that, but there you go. All right. We got lots to talk about. We got to take some breaks, some news items as well, some crazy people out there. We need your help to identify them. We got some pictures of some suspicious characters. Yeah, so we'll be sharing that and much, much more right after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this. Clear my throat there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. Okay, so we're going to be rushing here.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. For those of you tuning in right now, we're on a commercial break. What you have no idea about right now is Jesse has been, how should I put it very lightly? Pulling his beard out.
That's putting it lightly.
We had a power outage at the radio station. So, entire power outage. So, that means everything goes down. So, he's rebooting everything up. It's like Jurassic Park. Remember Jurassic Park when they had to shut it down and then get the gates around back so that the Raptors wouldn't get out. But of course, the Raptors were smart; they got out. It's like that. So
Yeah, exactly like that.
yeah,
So,
hold on to your butts. Yeah, okay, we got 20 seconds here on our end.
on your end, okay.
If you're not, that's cool. I mean, you're still going to be on our TV online feed.
Oh, okay. Well, I got 25 on mine.
And they may or may not be calling it 810, either us or you. It's going to be weird.
I'll figure it out.
All right,
I got this.
here we go. That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, as well as YouTube Live. Great to have you with us. We've got lots to talk about today. A little bit later on. We actually hope to be speaking to a special expert on Disney. Yes, what's it like to be at Disney? Many of you have. I know we're following like a whole couple of groups that like go to Disneyland every single day and everything Disney. Like it's a phenomenon. But it is all in one book. It's called One Day at Disney. Meet the people who make the magic across the globe, written by Bruce Steele. There it is. If you want to check that out, it's got a lot going on, all in a 24-hour cycle of what happens at just the Walt Disney Company, which encompasses quite a lot, as you can see on that cover right there. So definitely one of those things. It's good to kind of find out. I like watching behind-the-scenes stuff of anything. It's always fun to actually see, and then also see what's a favorite job at Disney. That's what my question is. What's his favorite job at Disney that you didn't know existed but exists, right? Like there's a job for smelling coffee aromas. There's a job for all sorts of things. So I don't know, but we're going to find out a lot, including all of the different places all around. Not just, I mean, we think of Anaheim being like it, and of course it's not. You got Florida, you got Shanghai, Hong Kong, Paris, Madrid, Bahamas, Costa Rica. I wonder if he traveled around. See, I think he put this book together so he could just travel to all these places and be like, so what's a day like here? And then, all expenses paid. I don't know, but we'll find out around the corner from him as well. We have a Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there, feverishly working behind the scenes there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Yeah, so I take it you didn't go see Star Wars last night, which, by the way, spoiler alert.
Uh-oh.
I did not either, actually. No, but I actually trust one of my good friends. A big shout out to Tommy Puig and his wife Megan, who Tommy's one of those, like, he knows everything about everything. You know how there's certain Star Trek people that speak Klingon? That's him with Star Wars. So he posted on his Facebook that not only was he satisfied, because evidently he saw it last night, but he wants to see it a second time. So that, for me, that's hands down good. That means it's worth its weight in gold, right? So he's the only critic I listen to. You got to listen to the fans, like true diehard fans of Star Wars, to understand whether they like it or not. So I'm hoping I've got high hopes for this. All right, so there you go, Jesse. By the way, quick suggestion over there. Today is one of several things, and I want to get your opinion on this. National Ugly Sweater Day, National Underdog Day, and Mud Day. Which of these will you celebrate today, Jesse?
Ooh, I wish I had an ugly sweater, but I'm gonna go with let's go with Underdog Day. Everyone loves an underdog.
Underdog. Remember, wasn't there like Underdog? I am here to save the day. No, that was
Yeah, Underdog.
Yeah, Captain Underdog. Yeah, that's right. Okay. He was a little off though, off his rocker if I remember correctly. Okay, so National Underdog Day recognizes America loves its underdogs. Each year on today, we cheer on the teams and individuals who are statistically expected to lose in competition. In sporting events, of course, people tend to rally around the person or team that's not favored to win. The first recorded uses of the term occurred in the second half of the 19th century. Its initial meaning was the beaten dog in a fight. The beaten dog in a fight. Also known as the Cinderella story, the underdog has long piqued Americans' interest, whether in a sporting event, business, education, or arts. When success is a long shot and struggle is real, Americans root and cheer for the underdog. Now, of course, there are a lot of books and movies that focus on the underdog, like Rocky, right? The whole entire film franchise. What about Rudy? Remember that? Rudy, that was a great film, right? Notre Dame. Daniel Rudy Rudiger became a real life underdog when he walked onto the University of Notre Dame football field in 1974. That's one of those good films that you get your family around, and sure they've been out for quite some time, but you're always gonna end up leaving pretty happy. Of course, there's all kinds of different ones and different stories, but there you go, National Underdog Day. And what's your favorite underdog story, Jesse? Do you have one? I've got one. It's called Seabiscuit. You know the story?
No, I don't know the story of Seabiscuit.
Yeah, the little horse that could, pretty much. I mean, this was a horse that was going to be put down, and it comes at a time. I mean, right now
Yeah.
it comes at a time where a bunch of horses are getting put down over at Santa Anita Park. But if you ever get the chance to see a really good film, and you go back a little bit, it stars Tobey Maguire, Mr. Spider-Man. I think it was right during or right before he did Spider-Man, actually. And great movie, Seabiscuit. Go check it out. Really good. I watched it several times. I think I watched it in the theater, and then I watched it online, and then of course I, shared it with a lot of friends. But there you go. I'm not sure if Brenda ever got a chance to see it, but that's a good movie, really good movie. All right. In other news, we got lots to talk about, including this. Yeah, it's all about football, and the Basketball Hall of Fame announced their newest candidate for induction yesterday, with Laker legend Kobe Bryant leading the pack. What do you think about that, Jesse?
Nice. Who doesn't
Yeah,
like Kobe?
I know, right? Who doesn't? Let's see. I mean, some don't, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
I
But
know.
he's got skill. He's got skill. Regardless of what attitude he might have in between, you're like, you know what? That man can shoot. So Bryant headlines the star-studded 2020 class of nominees for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. It also includes Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Chris Bosh, who all got on the ballot in their first year of eligibility. So good job over there. Bryant, one of the most accomplished stars of his generation, winning 5 NBA championships with the LA Lakers that started with the three-peat alongside Shaquille O'Neal and was capped off by two back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. Bryant, who's third on the all-time scoring list as an MVP and a two-time finals MVP. He made 18 all-star appearances and was named to the all-NBA team 15 times in his career. Finalists will be announced in February, and the full class will be officially unveiled in April. So there you go. Some pretty cool, exciting stuff. Good stuff. You know what? Look, Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, of course, they had that little back and forth feud. I saw an interview one time where they were both interviewing each other about that whole debacle, and it was nice to see them kind of be like, all right, we just throw that to the side. Shaquille O'Neal, it's always smart though, because he always understood PR and he always understood marketing himself. I mean, he's in practically every commercial. He's going to be set for life, so you can't knock on anything Shaquille O'Neal. Go Shaquille O'Neal. Which, by the way, I have his rookie card still somewhere, probably collecting dust. I wonder if that's worth anything. I think I could trade that in by now, right? So look, for basketball card holders over there, this type of stuff is really good. Ups the ante of a lot of these basketball cards. So pretty cool, especially if you get a signed one, right? Remember that? That was back in the day when you had like a baseball card and you go get it signed, then you'd sell it off on eBay really quick. All right, so there you go. I recently got asked that, Jesse. I got asked, hey, can you do your autograph? And I'm like, they're like, well, we just want to see how much it goes for on eBay. I'm like, oh, it'll go for 5 cents. Guaranteed. So no, I don't do autographs. But there you go. Moving on though, Jesse, I got a question for you. You ever been in a mosh pit?
No, I have not.
Have you wanted to though? Secretly.
Part of me, yes.
All
When
right.
I was
Okay.
at August,
Okay.
my cousin went into one.
Yeah, well, okay, so a Denny's restaurant in Santa Ana, we're about to talk about this, but I believe we have our guest almost ready to go right there. So I'm so happy to introduce to you somebody that's doing some pretty cool stuff over there. Yes, it's all about Disney. As any cast member can tell you, a Disney job is less a destination than a limitless journey. And for just one day at Disney, we can all tag along for the ride. Yes, one day at Disney, it's all titled in the book. You get to discover what it's like to report to work every day for the Walt Disney Company. And putting this all together for us is Bruce Steele. Bruce, are you there with us?
Negatory.
All right, we're waiting for Bruce. I thought I heard Bruce over there, but evidently not. I think he's Yeah, he's tasted the cookies. Okay, got it. Okay, but so we'll get ready for that as well. But in other news, I'm sorry. Do we have him ready? Got it. Okay, they rescheduled. Got it. Okay, so 8:30. Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. So, sorry, I got 20 people in my head over here, and there you go. Now, Denny's. Let me go back to this because this was an interesting article because I saw this, and some of you may have seen it. It was featured all over LA stations and even online, which is one that I saw. There was a Denny's restaurant who got in the middle, quite frankly, of a mosh pit rock venue. The concert ensued when a 17-year-old rented the banquet room for a birthday party. That's how it started off. The manager of the Denny's apparently had no idea. This is, I guarantee you, for all this is one of those like all Denny's managers are going to have to like take the hit for this. They're going to be like, well, that's it, no more banquets ever at Denny's. So he had no idea a punk band would be playing inside of the restaurant. As the crowd and the music grew, a mosh pit formed, and the restaurant was trashed. Trashed. Do you know what they do in mosh pits, Jesse?
Not exactly. I'm assuming they just flail around like a bunch of yeah. I'm not gonna say it on air, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure some here love to like actually mosh, but it's a style of dance in which participants push or slam into each other, typically resulting in injuries. In fact, a few have resulted in death. Yes, that's because mosh pits could get insanely crazy. And it's full on body contact. I mean, sometimes you'll even see them like hitting each other, and it's like like it's a pit of mosh. So look, this is what happened at this Denny's restaurant, and so according to this, the 17-year-old was left with a hefty bill. There you go. The band was said to have started a GoFundMe to help raise funds to pay for all of the damage. Now, you know what? Look, this is the interesting one. I wonder if they're actually good. How much are they going to get? Because I can almost guarantee you their fans are like, I don't care, and that's it. So but lesson be learned, Jesse. If you ever want to put like a mosh pit band together, don't get insurance. Okay, that's why they have insurance for stuff like this. So I'm surprised they didn't have that, but there you go. And then there is this breeding. Yeah, you know, breeding is already like not necessarily a great thing now, right? Well, the Kenny family of Felon, or Felon, is it Felon? Felon, it's up here, right? Has been accused of misrepresenting puppies as golden doodles or labradoodles, misrepresenting their sex and advertising them with fake immunization records. Yes, a lawsuit was filed against the family accused of illegally breeding and selling sick puppies over the internet. Now, get this, Jesse. Not only did they sell them sick, but they also dyed them to look like other special type of breed of dogs. In fact, Manuel, who evidently got one of these dogs, let's see, according to the Loy family, as soon as they brought Penny home, and by the way, they bought Penny for, let's see, he had to raise $600 towards a $1,200 golden doodle puppy named Penny. Well, when Penny came home, not only was Penny not even a girl, he says we took him to the shower and his red hair dye came out. The next morning, I took him outside to use the restroom, and he couldn't even walk straight. Oh, no. Puppy, renamed Bear, was suffering from parvo and had to be euthanized. So, poor Penny turned parvo, turned dead. But Manuel said this. He says, I don't know what's running through the Kenny family's heads, just scamming people out of their money for a dog. Several other families say that was also the same similar experience. So, look, long story very short, if you're buying dogs online, you might want to be careful. So, look, best thing we always recommend, go check out your national or local adoption center and go check them out in person and I can almost guarantee you they do not dye their hairs at all. But I get it. You want like this fancy type of dog. I totally get that. So, yeah, there you go. But so long story short, yeah, they're in hot doo-doo. Probably the dog's doo-doo too, but much, much more. All right, we got to take a quick break here on the morning show. When we get back, we got more stories that are trending, including shout-outs coming up next around the corner. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned. Sanchez. Jesse, I hear your voice is so very beautiful in my ear. I downloaded this app. It's KMT 1490 AM. It's
I'm
the
gonna
app.
prank you so hard.
All right. I hang up.
All right.
I hung up. All right, people. I prank called Jesse one time because I want to make sure our phone lines work because one of our phone lines is down, and so he answered it. Boy,
It's on like Donkey Kong. No.
did I had you going though for a minute though, huh? Didn't I? Before you
Yeah,
probably
you
heard it
did.
on us, yeah.
He was so serious. I'm sorry, Jesse.
I'm
I had
like-
to put you up there.
I used to do that to
I'm
my
like,
mom
who
all
is
the time. Yeah. At work, when she was at work, I'd call her as so many different voices. And sometimes she really didn't know. Yeah.
I
All
always
right.
give it away
Okay.
with my laughter. That's how Jesse knows. But you know what? I know where Jesse has his screen to monitor the show, so I knew he looked right at it, and I just couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah, I saw you switch back cameras, and I was just so like,
Why
God.
is it on me?
I'm like, why am I hearing myself?
Why am I hearing myself? Oh man, I'm sorry. We're having fun. Look, when you have a power outage at the whole station and everything goes off, and you're trying to get back on, you got to make light of the situation, right?
Yeah, you do.
Are the Raptors behind you yet? Did they make it out of the cage?
No,
Oh.
I'm waiting for someone's gonna be coming in early.
Oh, okay. Hey, dude, what? You know what? I want you to cancel your Star Wars. We need to meet up and watch Star Wars together, right, Brenda? Am I wrong on this? I want to see Star Wars with Jesse.
Yeah, we were gonna go see it, but we just didn't.
Yeah, because the only we were wanting to see it last night, but the only tickets left were the front row tickets. That and disability.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm like,
we've
yeah.
done that before, and our neck was hurting.
yeah,
we
not the
got- we
disability
got 10
part,
seconds.
which I was thinking we could go in with the wheelchair and be ready to go, but you have to go to
Yeah.
senior citizen center and be like, hey, are you using that? I don't think so.
2
I'll return in
seconds.
3 hours. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Also joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and much, much more. We got a lot of people tuning in on social media over there. Big shout out to Casey, who says, I was a Disney cast member for 5 years. Wow. She's got the hookup, right? Jesse, have you been to Disneyland with Casey yet?
No, we haven't had a chance to go yet, but that's on our list.
That means
So
she
not really.
has the hookup. Just saying. Those that have been for 5 years, they know the ins and outs and in between. So very cool. Again, we're getting ready for our big interview about Disney, so that's coming up. We're all excited about that. Stephanie Reed over there commenting from Cleveland, Ohio, says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine day for today's awesome busy day ahead. Very cool. Dino tuning in over there also. Very cool. And there it is. Casey, she remembered it. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. Remember that? That was cool. Yeah. Let's see. Robert is in the house. Let's see. He says, my daughter worked there as well. I think at Disneyland he's talking about. Ashley Velardez. Oh, cool. Very cool. And so there you go. All right, people. Oh, we got Freddie Garcia. Some new names I'm seeing here. Mandy Lind, Anna Carbajal. Big shout out to all you guys over there. All right. So when we left, of course, we were talking about some pretty weird stuff, right? Dogs being dyed in different colors to make you buy them. But of course, where there's one, there's more, right? In fact, there's a couple other pictures that I wanted to bring up to you because I think, it's one of those things when you meet people for the first time, you're like, I've seen you somewhere. Where have I seen you? Like this one. A thief was caught on camera stealing $10,000 from a Glendale grandma in a scam. You ready for the deal? Here it was. Video, thank God for a Ring security camera set up on the outside. Might not look alarming as a man in a yellow hoodie and dark shorts walks calmly up to a woman's front door in Glendale. But what happened was actually a really chilling robbery. The man in the video is a scammer who walked away from the home with $10,000 in cash after Barbara McCullough handed it over to him because she thought her grandson was in danger. McCullough said, quote, I received a call about 8:30 this morning from my grandson. It sounded like him. How many times have you heard that story? It sounds just like your grandson. Well, McCullough's grandson is a student at the University of California, Berkeley. McCulloch said, I said, how are you and everything? I said, you know, it really doesn't sound like you. And he said he had a horrible cold. Then he started crying. Well, the man claiming to be her grandson passed the phone to another man claiming to be a lawyer who said her grandson had hit a prominent politician with his car, was arrested, and needed $10,000 in bail money. Of course, she says, I went down to the bank, withdrew $10,000 out. A short time later, the man in the yellow hoodie showed up at her door to collect the cash, but it turned out her grandson had never called her and was not arrested. She says, I heard him crying. I felt flattered that he even called me. He called me. He didn't even want to upset his parents. That's what I thought. McCulloch said she hopes somebody will recognize the man and call the Glendale Police Department. You ready for his picture? I think we have his picture. Do we have his picture ready to go over there? Let's see. The picture is coming up in 5, 4, 3. No, it's not. It's not up there. But you know what? Look, I'm going to repost this story because we got machines here not working in the station. So there you go. All right. Well, okay. So much more. In fact, let's see. We've got another story. And I know many of you are thinking, wait, what? There's a personal photographer willing to travel and take Instagram photos. Are you that person? Well, you can earn some money. So we'll talk about that around the corner just after these messages. So stay tuned right there. We'll be right back right after this. Be right back in 3 minutes or less. Who knows? Who knows what will happen here on the show today? We'll see you in a bit. Be right back right after this. That's right. We're on a commercial break here at the station. Got Jesse Sanchez kicking it up over there. Brenda Higuera trying to make sense of all the things going on over there. And gotta love the two. They do so much behind the scenes. They make everything what we do here on look easy. And it's not.
We have 1 minute.
Right, Jesse? Jesse's like...
Just a bit. When everything goes off and then turns back on, I got to reset everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't leave the station till 6:20 yesterday. So I worked 11 hours, but I had everything set up, like all my programs for the next morning. And when everything turned off, I'm like, no, I have to start all over.
We feel your feeling over there more often than not. For those that, again, want to get into this business, it could be grueling. It's stressful. And it's live, so we're not taped. It's even harder. Yeah.
10
we're not
seconds.
complaining. We're just sharing.
It's real.
Yeah.
It makes it
Struggle's
interesting.
real. Yeah, exactly. But seriously, you got to count. Which Star Wars were you going to go see, Jesse? Like what?
2 seconds. Tell you later.
That's right.
That's
it's that
right.
time for the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMAT, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV 33 and various other platforms streaming our video feed. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there, and we got to get Jesse over to Disneyland soon because, look, if you've been wondering what happens over there at Disney, the entire company, I mean, we are an ABC affiliate here, so we love everything Disney. It's just in our blood. You can't work here and not have it a little bit in your blood. And one person who has it like deeply in his veins, I think he probably he probably sniffs the glue over there at Disneyland too. Bruce Steele. We got Bruce over here. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Bruce.
Good morning.
So, Bruce,
Hey,
I
Brooke.
understand you got everything Disney, like anything that happens at Disney, you got it all in this brand new book. It's One Day at Disney, showcasing unique stories. I got to ask my first question out of the gate. What is your favorite job that is least known to people all around the world over there at Disney?
Well, when we put together this book looking at about 80 different cast members and the jobs that they do, I think the most unusual job that we found was a fellow named Tom Self, who's an ex-Navy guy. While he was in the Navy, he was trained as a machinist. He could fix anything on a Navy ship. Got back to the United States and got a job at Disneyland as a machinist. And they needed somebody who could scuba dive and fix the machinery that's underwater. So now he goes to work at 11 or 12 o'clock at night and puts on his scuba outfit, grabs his toolbox, and jumps into the waters of the Jungle Cruise or the submarine ride or the Rivers of America. And that's what he does. He spends, 6 to 8 hours a day in the middle of the night fixing mechanics that are underwater, whether it's the hippos or the elephants in the Jungle Cruise or the submarines and the mermaids in the submarine ride. That's what he does.
So I think I've seen him once or twice because I'm like, is that guy real in there? Or is that an animatronic? So you're telling me that dude is real? He does this like for a full-time job. I gotta ask, of all of the different ones that you interviewed, because you have a lot of stories in here of those that work at Disney. Which was, I mean, some of your most precious moments, like the ones where you're like, wow, they really put their full heart and soul into it.
Well, I mean, I think they all put their real heart and soul into it. That's one thing I learned talking to all these people. I come from a railroad family, and my grandfather worked for the Pennsylvania Railroad for his entire career. So precious to me was meeting a fellow named Mark Gonzalez, who is an engineer on the Disneyland Railroad, who when he grew up, he was training from a young age to tear apart automobile engines. And by the time he was 12 years old, he could tear apart and put together a car engine by himself. But he also laid in bed at night listening to the Union Pacific Railroad trains go by on a track not far from his house, and he really wanted to work on steam locomotives. And there's just no place you can work on steam locomotives other than Disneyland. So when I got to meet him out at Disneyland, he took me on the Lily Bell. I don't know whether you've seen the Lily Bell. It's the private railroad car on the back of the Disneyland Railroad train that you see going around the park. And he told me all these stories of the making of the Disneyland Railroad and how Walt used to ride on the Lily Bell that we were actually on. And just riding around the park on the Lily Bell with this guy who knew so much and was really the glue between the present day and the entire history of Disneyland. That was very cool.
See, Bruce, you and I share something in common there because my family on my stepfather's side, it's Santa Fe, they go all the way back to Santa Fe, Amtrak, and much more. My dad actually got hurt on one of these railroad, and he ended up disabled because of it. But their love for trains goes really dark. I mean, deep. It goes deep and very extensively. So whenever I see things like that, first of all, how does any regular person that doesn't put a book together like this get on that special behind-the-scene train? Just saying.
Well, I can't answer that for sure. I have looked it up, and if you do Google the Lily Bell, there are some Disney blogs that will give you advice on how to ride that train. I'm told, and I can't verify this, I haven't asked Disney about it, but according to the blogs, they let regular folks onto that railroad car once a day in the morning. But you'd have to check that out for yourself. I'm not entirely sure. Nobody gets to go and see Tom Self do scuba diving in the Jungle Cruise because the park is closed, and nobody gets to go behind the scenes to see some of the stuff that we saw when we were putting this book together.
Well, and look, being able to, I don't know, did you travel around the world? Because I understand you cover a lot of different places. Because whenever we think Disneyland, and I mean, we're here next to Anaheim. So for us, this is the capital of the world, which technically is the first Disneyland. But Disney spans all around the world, and you cover some pretty cool places. Can you mention to us some of your favorite ones to cover?
Well, I did visit Disneyland and Disney World. I did not get to go to every theme park. Of course, the book does not just cover the theme parks. The book does cover every single theme park, and that includes Tokyo and Shanghai and Hong Kong and Paris and, of course, Anaheim and Orlando. But it also covers every Disney property. So we're not just talking about companies with the word Disney on the name. We were talking about Lucasfilm and Pixar and Marvel and ABC and ESPN. And we had photographers in Costa Rica and Minneapolis or in Minnesota. So we had folks all over the place. My favorite story about learning how global this whole project was I was talking to a parade manager named Kei Namiki in Japan at 7 o'clock in the morning, my time. And about 15 minutes into the interview, there was all this noise on the line, and I could barely hear her. And I had to stop the interview and say, "There's an awful lot of noise on your end. What's going on?" And the translator said, "Oh, well, the fireworks are going off." So while I was having my coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning on the east coast of the United States, in Tokyo, they were ending their day with the fireworks over Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah,
so
look,
there's always been going on somewhere Disney property.
So I have a question for you, Bruce, because it seems you're like one of many which like live and breathe everything Disney. We had Disney passes up till just a few months ago, actually, and so we were there almost every other day. It seemed like, and other than the price, which it gets pretty hefty for like a family of five, but just for those that maybe can't get there, or maybe they're in another country, or maybe they're not here locally, they can't get that. What are some really cool things that they can also check out in this book when they pick it up at bookstores?
Well, I mean, the cool thing about this project is not only is it a book, it's also a series on the new Disney Plus streaming service. So about 52 of the people in the book are also on Disney Plus, and you can tune into Disney Plus and actually get the behind-the-scenes tours with these folks live and in person and talking to you. So that's a cool way for people who don't get to go to the theme parks to see behind the scenes some of the people in this book doing their jobs.
Well, and speaking of which, we have Disney Plus. We just watched The Mandalorian. Are you a fan of it?
I haven't caught up because I've been doing a book tour, so I'm a little behind.
No, yeah, I get it. I can recommend definitely watch it when you have some time. Maybe like if you're flying somewhere, or I don't know, maybe coming back down. Look, I understand Disney Plus has the 2-hour feature documentary with the same name. Great job. Thank you so very much for putting this book together. I can't wait to check it out and watch it or read it in conjunction with the documentary. So thank you very much. Before we let you go, what's next for you? Are you doing like a volume 2 series? Is there anything, or are you pretty much like, because this is a lot of work just to put one together. That's a pretty hefty book.
There's been a lot of enthusiasm for this book. The discussion of how we would follow it up is ongoing. But it's Disney, which means we like to surprise people with what's next rather than talk about it while it's in progress. So stay tuned.
Very good. Okay, we'll definitely look forward to that. Bruce Steele, everybody, over there, One Day at Disney. You can pick it up in bookstores right now. And, of course, or online, you can actually order it and then have it in conjunction with the Disney Plus documentary. It's a 2-hour documentary, and so how cool is that? You get, to watch it and then get some behind-the-scenes stuff right there. Some really cool photos as well. All right, so we got to take a break here on The Morning Show. When we get back, we got more coming up right after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Gotta cry to keep from laughing. My eyes are playing tricks on me, 'cause I never thought I'd see you here again. Are you for real or are you acting? Claiming that I'm the best you had, and you wanna go right back to being more than friends.
Wow, that's an emotional song. Gosh, she's like, you don't really love me like you said you did. All right, moving on. So Jesse, back to you, Jesse. What movie theater experience are you going to go enjoy this experience without both Brenda and I?
Yeah, what theater?
Yeah.
I usually either go to the Harkins, which is in the Moreno Valley Mall, or the Galaxy Theater. It's pretty much any theater where I can pick my seat.
Yeah, I like those. I hate waiting in line for like regular seats. Although I was ranting about this yesterday because you have less seats in these shows, so now it sells up much faster,
quicker.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're gone, right? So it's a catch-22. But okay, all right. Well, we should have planned for this better, Jesse. Unless I don't know, maybe you just want to cancel and then go with us. What are we doing tomorrow? We have plans, Brenda. We have work. Yeah. And what time are you going to go see this at, Jesse?
Well, I actually canceled it on Saturday. So I'm going to have Casey watch The Last Jedi first, and then I'm going to take her on Sunday.
Okay. Oh, so she gave you some. She was like, I hear you talking over there about going by yourself. I thought we were together. How dare you? And I'm not saying she sounds like that. I don't even know how she sounds. But so I get it. I was kind of like, well, he did that with the girlfriend. I don't know how he's going to manage that. Okay. For those that don't know, by the way, Jesse, you don't know this. When I met Brenda, you know, one of the first things that came out of her mouth was
what?
What is Star Wars? I don't know what Star Wars is. When we first met, yeah, that was my face. That was 2 years ago. This was like, I was like, how could you have not? And I'm like, it's okay. We'll rectify it. This is cool because I never had this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been one of the most amazing things that they didn't watch it up until now because then he was 6 at the time. He was like for the very first time. So we start as you would with the 77 version, the very first one, and worked our way all the way back. So we got to go see it. You know, the last one of all this, because it started, for us at least, 2 years ago. So for her,
Oh,
really.
nice.
Yeah, so she's everything Star Wars now. She's like, ooh. And the little one, like, C-3PO. And, oh, man.
10
so it's
seconds.
been this
That's
fun.
cool that you can. That's cool that you can spread your joy of Star Wars to them.
Yeah, well, and it's different watching it for the very first time again. You watch it in a different space, you know? You're like,
2 seconds.
That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. Joining in our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, 33 Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Whew, that's a mouthful. And so there you go. But we're talking everything Disney pretty much today, including that latest book. You can go check it out. It's on bookstores right now. It is One Day at Disney. And covers a lot of areas all around the world, including some logistics and how they make things happen, all the way from Shanghai to Hong Kong, Paris, Madrid, and much, much more, all the behind the scenes of the entire ABC. I'm sorry, I was going to say ABC family, but the Disney family, which Disney bought ABC. I think everybody knows that. So there you go, including tantalizing snippets of what happens behind those cast members only doors. Yeah, some things that, I want to kind of be surprised, and then other things I'm like, you know what, I actually I like that. Especially, I remember watching the animatronics, like the making of these devices way back in the, I think, what was it, the 50s or the 40s, 50s, the Imaginariums is what they call them, I think. So pretty cool, pretty good stuff. And there's some people that really know their history of everything Disney. Much like Star Wars, they know everything about Star Wars or Star Trek or any of those other franchises. They are diehard fans, and I could tell he's a diehard fan. So there you go. But all right, well, let's switch gears entirely to something which I have to say I feel as though our little one needs stock in this kid's future here because we pretty much bought into it. But you know what? Big shout out to the top Forbes list of highest paid YouTube stars. Highest paid YouTube stars. You've probably been wondering in the back of your mind, okay, maybe you have it, Jesse, but I certainly have. Because, you go to the store and you see Ryan.
I know the answer.
Ryan. Do you know Ryan's toys stuff?
Yes.
Ryan rules over there in Toyland. And he has his own stuff that you could buy, by the way. Do you know of this character of this young kid? I don't know.
I have no I have no child, but I know of Ryan's world or Ryan's kid, and I feel bad for parents because when they see his stuff, they're like, "I want it, I want it." This stuff is not cheap.
No, it's not. It adds up. It adds up. You think, oh, they're not watching television. They're good. They're watching YouTube, and YouTube is got Ryan. And well, so here's the deal, and this is what the little one doesn't understand because he watches this channel with that like they buy all these guns, and I'm trying to explain to him, they get paid for this. So I think I'm going to put this Forbes list in front of him and be like, do you know how much Ryan makes? This is what he makes, and this is what we make. There is a big correlation to not what we have. So here it is. The 8-year-old boy has topped the Forbes list of the highest paid YouTube stars of 2019 once again. Yeah, there he is, Ryan. He's cute. I can't fault him for being just adorable. But Ryan Kaji, who has very smart parents, I might add, who was 3 when he started in his first video, has 22.9 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, Ryan's World, and more than 34 billion views. So definitely your kid knows this kid. The viral sensation made a reported $26 million in 2019. That was just a $4 million increase from his 2018 earnings, which placed him atop of the same list. Ryan's channel is run by his parents, Loanne and Cheyenne, who keep a watchful eye on the content. His father said, quote, "We try not to capture any moment that Ryan is in distress, any moment that we feel like would not be proud of when he grows up." That's smart. That's very smart. You don't want that stuff out there. I've seen some parents do that. I'm like, really? You want to have every kid see that? Aside from his YouTube income, the internet star, who also has a personalized line of clothing and toys at Walmart and Target, as well as a show on Nickelodeon and a deal with Hulu, according to Forbes. So there you go. And so it's a huge list of YouTube stars of 2019. And you know what? I could guarantee you, the little one, we were like at a big event and he was like, I don't really care unless there's YouTubers. And I was like, oh, this is a thing. So you got to be on YouTube to impress him, pretty much. But so there you go. Then there's a couple others that also are really big, like this one, Anastasia Radzinskaya, born in southern Russia with cerebral palsy. Her doctors feared she would never be able to speak, but to document her development through treatments, her parents posted videos of her on YouTube so friends and relatives could see the progress. Well, the videos are pretty typical of kid stuff because, she's having fun being a kid. And so the videos, though, include her jumping around on an inflatable castle, playing with her cat, each video accompanied by catchy jingles, voiceover giggles. She soon gained a lot of followers. Her biggest hit was a 2018 trip to the petting zoo with her father, Yuri, that featured 2 dancing to child favorite Baby Shark, milking a pretend cow and eating ice cream. The video has garnered 767 million views, the top draw for a growing media business that has funneled $18 million, yes, to the Radzinskayas between 2018 and 2019. She goes by Nastya. That's what she goes by. Now has 107 million subscribers across her 7 channels who have watched her videos 42 billion times. She comes in at number 3 on the Forbes top earning YouTube stars ranking for 2019. Of course, she's got a lot of other stuff that's pre-tax. Of course, there's advertisements that she gets, sponsored content, merchandise sales, tours, much, much more. And so that's pretty good. What do you think about that, Jesse? Do you think we should switch our day job?
No, not yet. It is incredibly tough to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And it's just like hitting gold or oil. It's just like you can try, but not everyone's gonna make it. You just gotta have faith and you're gonna pump it up.
Yeah, and it's true because we've been on a lot of little panels that talk about how do you get viral, and sometimes the things that you think will go viral don't go viral, and the things that you don't think are going to go viral go very viral, and so it's just posting lots. There's a lot of young kids that I know that do this, but it does draw the line of at what point is it just fun, and then at what point is it a business, and then it gets even more so than that. So I just hope these families again can balance that, because just as any child again that grows up in the public eye, there's a lot of expectations that come with it, unfortunately, and so I'm hope that they can muster that and of course do very well. But I will say, YouTube doing some pretty good stuff over there. Although I just heard some news, very interesting news, and I'm still waiting to find out what this means for everybody. I don't know if you found out about this, but YouTube the creators might get fined. Did you hear about that?
No, fine for what?
Yeah, I know. I just found this out. I was on an interview. Big shout out to again DJ Danny's show, and her father brought this up to me, and I was like, "Whoa, are you kidding me?" So according to this, the first of all, there is a settlement that happened in 2019, September 24th. The settlement requires Google and YouTube to pay, wait for it, $136 million to the FTC and $34 million to New York for allegedly violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act rule. The $136 million penalty is by far the largest among the FTC that has ever obtained in a COPA case since Congress enacted the law in 1998. You're wondering, though, what is going on over there for the creators? Because now the creators who are producing content that violate COPA standards here actually can also be sued for up to, I believe it's a lot of money. Yeah, there you go. YouTube was fine. There it is. What does this mean for creators everywhere? Well, this is kind of the question. What is going on over there? What is a suitable content for children? Because if you're targeting children and it's not suitable content, you are going to get called out. So you got to be very careful over there. And a lot of creators are worried about these fines because it's a pretty big infraction. It is $42,530 fine per video. So I don't know about you, but if you ever produced a YouTube video that targeted kids and violates any of these rules, I would take it down prior, because I think this goes into action January. So I know none of our content. I mean, but then there was this whole what is if you have a child in it, does that technically content? Is it not? There were so many different gray areas. I don't think they're going to be able to go after every single creator. I think they're going to go after the very big ones first, and then they just kind of trickle down, and then stuff are going to start disappearing off the YouTube server. So I don't know, but what do you think about that, Jesse?
Yeah, I don't need to see little kids getting beat up, but what if it's a YouTube news station, and they're trying to show, oh, look, this is what happened, but they can't show the video clip because it's too vicious, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, personally, I think, look, I've sat there and watched videos with the little one, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm appalled by some of the content. I talked to his mom and said, do you understand this is what this kid's watching? And even me, now as this newfound instant roll, person into this instant family, I was quite surprised, and I was like, well, okay, YouTube's got to do something about this. So I'm glad, yes, that on one angle they actually are taking necessary steps, because a lot of these kids, their young minds are just open, and they've got this platform which is non-regulated, and they're seeing this content free willy. And for adults, the content, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I didn't ask to see that. And this is what these kids are being exposed to. Sure, they have the kids app as well, but even we've heard problems with that as well. So, you got to be careful out there. I don't know what it means for YouTube or creators that are in this segment, but I actually applaud the fine, because now people are going to be a lot more careful about doing it. And anybody that actually does want to continue to post this, I could see them putting warnings, right? Because just because you get fined doesn't mean you can't, that you're going to have to pay that. You usually have to go to court and then prove it, and then be like, okay, we'll take it down, and then that's the rules of the regulation. But I don't know, it's kind of a scary time to be a YouTube creator if you're targeting kids, right? So be careful over there. Yeah, a lot of YouTube creators like, what am I going to do? So, but Ryan's World, he got it, right? Ryan and his whole posse over there, they're doing things right. So smart parents over there. All right, switching gears up a little. You know what? I feel like we need to share this story, because somebody needs to know that this man is out there. A man stole, you're probably thinking money, right? Because if you're going to go and steal anything, you're going to steal money, right? I mean, it stands to reason, right, Jesse?
Yeah, please don't say body part.
No, well, close, but no cigar.
Oh.
Frozen shrimp. This man, yeah, and this is in our neck of the woods, in Riverside, by the way. So keep your eyes open, Jesse. He might be sitting right next to you at the Star Wars screening there. Detectives in Riverside are asking for the public's help to identify a shrimp thief. Yes, the theft of $500 worth of frozen shrimp was reported on December 4th at Avon's. The store told officers a man came into the store 3 times within 15 minutes on December 4th, each time hiding several bags of frozen shrimp in his pants. Yes, in his pants.
Oh,
so
my-
the man got away with 30 bags of frozen shrimp with a retail value of more than $500. The shrimp thief was described as a white man, about 50 to 60 years old, gray hair, about 5'10", between 150 to 180 pounds. He was last seen wearing blue jeans, a navy blue sweater, and a tan jacket. Anybody that has information on this very person, 951-826-2054. That's 951-826-2054. I'm sure somebody knows him. They're going to be like, oh my God, that's Johnny. I just went on a date with him, and it was the most delicious shrimp I've ever had. And there you go. Now we all know who he was trying to impress. You know, look, when people like shrimp, they love shrimp. So there you go. I like fried shrimp personally, but shrimp scampi, oh man, Jesse, now I want to go to Red Lobster and have the all-you-can-eat shrimp. Do they still have that? Oh, that looks good. The little one, he loves shrimp, by the way. So you're not a shrimp person, huh, Jesse?
No, I'm not a seafood. I will see it and I will walk away from it.
Really?
But I
Okay.
will eat it if I'm trapped on an island like on Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Got it. Well, even
Yeah.
he ate some disgusting stuff on that Castaway, wasn't it? It was like, didn't he like do the one and then it was like soupy? He was like, oh, I have to create fire to. Oh yeah, it was a crab. He was like, oh, I got a crab, and then he opened it. It was all milky. It was like, ugh. Anyway, all right. I need that out of my head. Thanks a lot, Jesse, for doing that. All right, so look. Here's one thing we all have learned. We all are going to see Star Wars this weekend. Oh, yes, it's going to happen. And we'll be back Monday, live and well, right here on both stations. Great to have you with us. ABC News Radio, KMT. Much more programming. Download our app, KMT 1490 AM. Jesse, take it away. All right, so there you go. We appreciate many of you for tuning in and staying with us during that commercial break. Going back to our chat room, we got Chris Sharp tuning in on Periscope, Gudron 67, Metaphora 34, and on social media, let's see, we've got Casey, who says my favorite thing to watch on YouTube is Good Mythical Morning. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out. Okay, I didn't know that was on there. Let's see. Don says, yeah, Mondo was telling me about this. Yeah, you got to be careful, so take down your videos. Let's see. Mandy says, his toys are too expensive. $40 cheapest I could find. I know, right? And the young one's like, no, Ryan has it. I got to have it. Because they identify with them, right? They just like, why? And it's weird the time that we live in. Because I'm not going to lie, I used to love watching stuff where you watch other people do things, but these kids are like, they would rather watch these other kids play with these toys and then be like, you know what? Like they almost feel like they're playing with them in some way, and then they're like, well, if they have it, I need that, right? And so it's kind of funny. I can't knock it. It's a good business. It's called product placement, which is what it is. I think just the parents of said kids that have these got to explain in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, they're playing with that because they're hoping you buy it. So otherwise, yeah, so there you go. Because they're getting paid for it, right? So I don't know at what point the little one will understand that, but there you go. Let's see. We got Casey who says, the Lily Bell is beautiful. I got to ride in it once. What? Says, some of my best days as a cast member were as a conductor on the Disneyland Railroad, though I wasn't there often. Oh, that is so cool. All right, well, that's one of my favorite rides, by the way, just going around the entire place on the railroad. Okay, we'll see you next week, everybody. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living, so live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.